This California high school pitcher was overused and overshown to many scouts, which wasn't his fault, but he found a way to hurt himself. In one high school game, he hurt his arm while playing outfield when he tried to throw a guy out while he was on his knees. 1950, his last week of high school ball, he gets the day off from pitching. Coach puts Paul in the outfield, where he hurts his shoulder diving for a ball. 3 days later, in the season finale, Paul's fastball had no steam. His catcher knew it right away. Paul shrugged it off. That was the start of his arm problems. Despite this, Paul Pettit was one of the most sought-after high school players of his day. Scouts and coaches from across the country made the trip to California to see him. Still 1950, and Hollywood film producer / agent Fred Stephani wanted to make a baseball movie, but the stars of the day were asking too much for the rights to their story. So Stephani gets a hold of Paul, a star in the making. They negotiate for days and weeks for the rights to Paul's story. Then finally they agree on $85,000. When the Pittsburgh Pirates come knocking along with all the other teams, they didn't expect this teenager to have an agent, especially one who is a Hollywood producer. Good story on the whole negotiations on how all of this happened. In short, Paul Pettit is the first drafted player to sign a six-figure signing bonus, and Paul Pettit was also the first player to use an agent to negotiate his contract. $100,000. That's life-changing money in 1950. That's $1.2 million in today's money. George William Paul Pettit, nicknamed the Wizard of Whiff. Pitcher, lefty, MLB debut 1951. His first season with the Pirates, he hurt his elbow and never regained his fastball. Played in 12 big league games, and at the age of 21, he was done in the majors. Hung around the minors as a first baseman for a few years. That was it. Paul attended Cal State Long Beach during his baseball career, getting his degree in physical education. And when his playing days were over, he went straight into teaching his high school physical education. He also coached baseball. Next player we'll talk about here is Dick Smith, nickname Catfish, third base, MLB debut 1951. Catfish played for the Pirates from 1951 and 1955, as well as their affiliate, the Hollywood Stars. He attended Penn State and became a professor of sports science and physical education. He also coached Penn State's baseball team. He has some really nice looking cards. Next up are a couple of Hollywood stars, Joe Duham and Frank Jacobs. We'll finish off today's episode here with Jim Mangan. Jim Mangan, catcher, MLB debut 1952. Jim played for the Pirates and the New York Giants in 1956 for a few games. Here, he is a San Francisco SEAL. A San Francisco Bay Area boy, he went to the famed St. Ignatius High School and would attend both Santa Clara University and USF. Our dad's got a few of Jim's autographs. After baseball, Jim Mangan became a high school teacher and a small business owner in San Jose, California. I always like to hear about people who devote their lives to teach or coach, and like many, do both. Here's all the stars. You got the Pettit, Jacobs, the Catfish. Joe Duham is right here. Bob Perkey, Luis Arroyo. There's the Joe Duham I was talking about. So we had a few teachers in this episode. I always like to hear about that. People who devote their lives to teach or coach. Like many, do both. It's all the work and effort and the time. Good people who take their time to help our youth become better socialized citizens, making it easier for those kids to get along with others in today's crazy, mixed up world. Keyword, social. Social. social, family, well-adjusted citizens who know how to have fun but know the limits on what's acceptable and what's not. This is what is not acceptable in society: gunplay. You can make all the laws you want to restrict guns. There's always sticks and rocks. That picture there is 100 years old. Things haven't changed much. Not much at all.